Hey, what's going on, guys? Ben, aka Sauce here, and today I am bringing you another video, and if you are new around here, I upload Madden and NFL content all the time, so make sure you subscribe if you're new, and like this video if you enjoy. But anyways, as you can see from the title and the thumbnail, I will be giving you guys my 1.0 mock draft. This is the first mock draft I am making for this upcoming draft. Last year I made my first one in like the middle of January, so I'm starting out a little later this year just to give myself more time, take the combine into consideration for all these picks. But anyways, let's get right into it. So the first pick, obviously we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I have the Jaguars taking Aiden Hutchinson with the first overall pick. They franchise tag Cam Robinson, so they aren't in the market for a tackle like Evan Neal, and they have Jawan Taylor on the other side of their tackles, so they do not need a tackle for either left or right tackle. And then, of course, players in their division, they have Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry, so getting somebody on the edge will definitely help them out for this upcoming season and throughout the next decade. Second overall pick in the NFL draft, I have the Detroit Lions going ahead and selecting Kayvon Thibodeaux. He is a great edge rusher. Obviously, he's the second best behind Aiden Hutchinson. And the Lions, well, they pretty much could use, somebody at every single position. And I've seen some mock drafts here with, like, for example, Malik Willis, but I think that's very much of a reach for any quarterback in this draft for the second overall pick. And this edge rusher here, Thibodeaux, is definitely worthy of the second overall pick, and that gives the Lions a position they desperately need. And with the third overall pick in the NFL draft, I have the Houston Texans taking Kyle Hamilton here with the third overall pick. Justin Reid, it just came out like 20 minutes ago as I'm recording this. Justin Reid signed a 3-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. So now the Texans definitely need a safety, and Kyle Hamilton will be the pick here. And it's kind of ironic because, of course, Tyrann Mathieu played for Houston, and then he went to the Chiefs. So now another safety from the Houston Texans are going to the Chiefs. With the fourth pick in the NFL draft, I have the New York Jets going ahead and selecting Evan Neal. He is the number one overall prospect here in this mock draft machine website, and I have him falling to 4 to the Jets. Obviously, Zach Wilson is their franchise quarterback, and he definitely needs offensive lineman help. He was running around in the backfield all of last year, taking a lot of sacks, and if they want him to be with the franchise for many years, they definitely need to get him some help. So Evan Neal here is the pick with the fourth overall pick. Fifth overall pick in the NFL draft, I have the New York Giants selecting, okay, I've been practicing this, Ikem Ekwonu. Hopefully that's how you say it. Offensive lineman. Of course, the Giants need offensive line help. Of course, they have Andrew Thomas, who they selected a year or two ago, but that's really about it. And they've already said Daniel Jones is their quarterback for next year. And of course, he's young, and if they want him to have the best season he can possibly have, just like the Jets, they need to get him some help on his O-line, and he will definitely do that. Sixth overall pick, I have the Carolina Panthers selecting Charles Cross. Another O-lineman is taken here. He is definitely going to help them, and as of right now, we don't know who their starting quarterback is going to be for next year. I have an assumption that they're going to maybe get Deshaun Watson. I said that last year in my last mock draft, but obviously all that stuff came out with Deshaun Watson. But it was just recently settled, and now teams are definitely going to be going after Deshaun Watson. And I still think the Panthers are going to be a strong suitor for him. And maybe they don't even have this pick come draft time. Maybe it's the Texans pick, but who knows? But as of right now, I have the Panthers having this pick and selecting Charles Cross. 7th overall pick, I have the New York Giants selecting somebody on the line, this time on the defensive line. I have them go ahead and selecting Travon Walker right here. As you can see, he's an edge out of Georgia. He won't be the only D lineman from Georgia being selected here in this draft. Of course, Jordan Davis, but Travon Walker will be the first Georgia lineman to be taken here. The Giants definitely need to go lineman for both of these top 10 picks. Of course, it would be most beneficial to get one on offensive, one on defensive, but if they get two linemen or two edges, then still be a win in their book, I think. But definitely putting him over on the other side of the ball will definitely help them and get some pass rush. 8th pick in the NFL draft, I have my Atlanta Falcons going ahead and taking a cornerback. I'm going to spend a little bit more time talking about the Falcons here because this is my team. We have two cornerbacks here on the board, two very good ones. We have Sauce Gardner and we have Derek Stingley Jr. And I was looking into it, I was like, which corner would be better for the Falcons? And if we picked either of these in real life, I'll be super happy. But between these two, I think I would want the Falcons to get Derek Stingley Jr. He is the better NFL cornerback right now. Day one, first game of the season. I think he'll be performing better than Sauce Gardner. And he is the safer pick. And I think he has a better projection throughout their two NFL careers. I think he'll be better. And don't get me wrong, Admin Gardner is very good. And like I said, if we get either of these, I'll be super happy. But I think cornerback here is the move. Pair him with A.J. Terrell. Another thing we could do is, I guess, get a wide receiver because Russell Gage is gone. Of course, Calvin Ridley suspended. And our number one wide receiver right now is Olamide Zakir, whatever. But Derek Stingley Jr. is the pick here with the 8th overall selection for the Atlanta Falcons. 10th overall pick, we are back to the New York Jets for their second pick in the top 10. And they went with Evan Neal with their 4th overall pick in this mock draft. So I definitely think if they go offense one pick, they're going to go defense the other pick. And there's a cornerback that is very good that is still available, the best overall pick right now, according to this. Sauce Gardner, Admin Gardner, is going to the Jets here with the 9th pick. Definitely getting a secondary will be very beneficial for the Jets to try to create some turnovers because the Jets were all around pretty bad last year. So pretty much any position they draft right here will be good. And I'm giving them one of the best corners in the draft here at pick 10. 11th overall pick, we are here for the Washington Commanders. And of course, they just recently traded for Carson Wentz. And I think I'm one of the last Carson Wentz supporters. I still think he could be a good quarterback in this league. It was just 3-4 years ago when he was the MVP of the league until he got injured and tore his ACL on the Eagles. And I think they definitely need to go wide receiver here to give Carson Wentz some weapons besides Logan Thomas and scary Terry McLaurin. And I think they're going to go with, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the draft class out of Alabama, Jameson Williams here with the 11th overall pick, junior out of Alabama. I think he's going to help them out, help Carson Wentz get acclimated there in Washington, and that is my pick with the 11th overall. 12th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, we are here with the Minnesota Vikings, and I have them taking the 3rd overall cornerback in this draft, Trent McDuffie out of Washington. He's a very versatile cornerback, and they haven't really had a dominant cornerback, a shut-down cornerback since Xavier Rhodes that one year when he was a beast. He was locking up all the cornerbacks. Now Minnesota gets a cornerback to try to guard Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen in practice, and I think that's going to make him get ready for the league come week 1. All right, and with the 13th pick in the NFL draft, we are here with the Cleveland Browns. And as you can see, their number 1 need is edge, and there is the best overall player per this mock draft machine. Here, David Ojabo. He is an edge, and I think he'll pair well with Myles Garrett, putting him on the other side. Myles Garrett and David Ojabo will be very good in Cleveland, and I think the pair of them two will be very good in this upcoming season and the next couple of seasons. All right, and with the 14th overall pick in the draft, we are here with the Baltimore Ravens, and they do have 2 dominant corners, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey, but I think they're going to go ahead and get a third here. It's easy to forget they have Marcus Peters because he got hurt in practice along with J.K. Dobbins last year. But Marcus Peters is actually older than you'd think. He played for the Chiefs. He played for the Rams. Now he's here for the Ravens. He's a veteran at this point. And I think bringing in a cornerback that can learn from these 2 great corners and getting Andrew Booth Jr. here will be very good for the Rams. Will be very good for the Ravens here, picking him up, and he'll be alongside the 2 other cornerbacks I just mentioned and getting mentored from them, and he'll help guard Amari Cooper, Juju, Chase Claypool, and all the other Jamar Chase, all the other good wide receivers in the AFC North. All right, and with the 15th overall pick and the 16th overall pick, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. And come draft time, I like to go back to my old mock drafts and see what I got right and wrong, up down to the very precise pick. And if I pick somebody here and somebody with the 16th, and either of them go in either of the spots, like even if I pick somebody here at 15 and they go 16, I'm still counting that as a dub, just to let y'all know. But anyways, here with the 15th overall pick, the Eagles have struggled at wide receiver for as long as we all can remember, and they're going to go with a Ohio State wide receiver. Which one is it going to be? Is it going to be Chris Olave? No, it's going to be Garrett Wilson here. He was in a crowded wide receiver room at Ohio State. Obviously, Chris Olave I just mentioned, and all the other great wide receivers, and he shined above all the rest of them. So he is wide receiver 1 material, and that's what the Eagles need in Philadelphia, and they're going to go with Garrett Wilson. All right, and with the 17th overall pick, we have the Los Angeles Chargers, and we all know their defense is stacked. Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr., and I'm going to give them a defensive player here. One of my favorite players in the draft. I talked about him a little bit earlier. Out of Georgia, defensive lineman, interior lineman to be exact, Jordan Davis, the 6'5" freak of nature, is going to be added to the Chargers defense to wreak havoc in that AFC West, and I love this pick here. All right, and with the 18th overall pick, we are here with the New Orleans Saints, and I have the very first quarterback being taken here. His name is Malik Willis. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft, and I have him going 18th to the New Orleans Saints. Of course, they have a couple quarterbacks, like they had a few that started in a couple of games due to injuries, but I think Malik Willis is their future, and I have them taking their first quarterback here. All right, and with the 19th overall pick, we are back to the Eagles for the 3rd time, and I think they're going to get Jalen Hurts some protection. They already got Jalen Hurts a wide receiver 1, and now they're going to give Jalen Hurts some protection. And Zion Johnson, interior offensive lineman, he's going to go ahead and help protect Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles get 3 very solid players with their 3 first rounders. And with the 20th overall pick here, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. And 2 picks ago, the first quarterback in the draft went. And now a second one is going to go out of Pittsburgh. Going from Pittsburgh to Pittsburgh, we have Kenny Pickett. They just signed Mitchell Trubisky, told him he's going to be the starting quarterback next year. But I think that was just a ploy to get him to sign there. And their real intentions is to pick up Kenny Pickett to be their franchise quarterback here. He goes 20 to Pittsburgh. Here, the Patriots have the 21st overall pick. And I have the Patriots taking a linebacker. They did just trade for Mack Wilson. They traded Chase Winovich for Mack Wilson. But Mack Wilson is like a special teams ace, even though he's listed as a linebacker. I have them taking Devin Lloyd here with the 21st pick. He is a pretty solid linebacker, and he's going to bring some speed to the Patriots linebacker core, and they haven't had that in a pretty long time, so this is big for the Patriots. All right, and with the 22nd pick, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think everybody knows they need a wide receiver. Hunter Renfrow broke out this past season, but of course one of their top wide receivers had an incident. I won't name them because you already know who it is. So they're going to be looking to get a wide receiver in this draft, and I think they're going to go ahead and get Drake London here out of USC. He's going to stay over in the West Coast, and they're going to get themselves a wide receiver to pair alongside Hunter Renfrow to let Derek Carr throw to, because of course he already has Darren Waller, who is one of the best tight ends in the league, Hunter Renfrow, who's one of the best slot receivers in the league, and now you add Drake London to that team, and they need players like this if they want to compete in the AFC West, because that division is crazy, like I said, for the Chargers. But yep, Drake London is the pick here. Here with the 23rd overall pick, we have the Arizona Cardinals. And as you can see, their number one team need is a cornerback. And I have them taking a cornerback here out of Florida University. I have them going ahead and taking, let me find him, taking Kyer Elkham here with the 33rd overall pick. He's with a 33rd overall prospect here. And he's going to pair well with Byron Murphy, and it's going to create a 1-2 cornerback tandem down there in Arizona. 24th overall pick, we have the Dallas Cowboys, and they had a deal in place to re-sign Randy Gregory. It got leaked out by the Cowboys social media team, and then the deal fell through, and now Randy Gregory is going to the Denver Broncos, so they desperately need edge, and I have them fulfilling that spot with Cameron Thomas here out of San Diego State. He's going to come in and replace Randy Gregory, and he will be the new starting edge rusher for the Cowboys in this upcoming season. With the 25th overall pick here, we have the Buffalo Bills, and they took Ed Oliver just a couple years ago. I remember that vividly because I wanted the Falcons to take Ed Oliver. He was one of my favorites coming out of the draft, but I forget what year that was. I forget who we picked instead, but I have them taking another interior defensive lineman. That's why I brought that up about Ed Oliver. I actually have them taking Devontae Wyatt. Let me go ahead and find him. Here we go. He's the 22nd overall prospect, and he is going to go to the Buffalo Bills to help their defensive line. With the 26th pick, we have the Tennessee Titans, and I think they're going to go ahead and get a wide receiver. Of course, they have A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, but Julio Jones is getting up there in age. As a Falcons fan, I would know. Of course, he's been riddled with injuries, which is unfortunate because he's one of the best to ever do it. But I think they're going to get a wide receiver to learn from them and to play second fiddle to A.J. Brown in the future. And there's a couple wide receivers here that I think they could get, but I personally think they're going to get Jahan Dotson. I personally think they're going to get Jahan Dotson from Penn State. I think he'll work very well, pair very well with A.J. Brown. So Jahan Dotson is the pick here at 26. All right, and with the 27th overall pick, we're here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If this was a week ago, I would definitely have them taking a quarterback, but Tom Brady is back, and with the age he's at, and with two of their offensive linemen leaving, one retiring, Ali Marpet, and the other one going to the Bengals, they definitely need to go offensive line, and there is coincidentally an offensive lineman that was ranked the 14th best player and fell all the way down here to 27, and they're going to take Trevor Penning here with the 27th overall pick to give Tom Brady some more protection, whether he only plays one season or plays 5 more seasons. Whoever is under center is going to be protected by Trevor Penning in Tampa Bay. All right, and with the 28th overall pick, we have the Green Bay Packers, and I think they are going to go ahead and get a lineman, offensive lineman, just like the Buccaneers. The two of these teams are pretty similar. They both have aging quarterbacks who are still two of the best in the league. And so you're going to want to protect them. Aaron Rodgers just signed a 4-year extension. So he is very precious, obviously, to the Packers organization. So they want to make sure he stays protected and stays upright. So Tyler Linderbaum will be the pick here at 20 for Green Bay. And with the 29th overall pick, we have the Miami Dolphins. This was the 49ers pick, but of course the Dolphins have it in the Trey Lance trade. And I have the Dolphins taking one of the best players in this draft, I think. Nakobe Dean here, linebacker out of Georgia. Close to Georgia. Florida is Miami, of course. And he is definitely going to come in and help the Miami defense. Of course, they got a new head coach down there. And Nakobe Dean is the pick here at 29. All right, and we're here with the 30th overall pick, Kansas City Chiefs. I went ahead and I did a mock draft myself, going ahead and doing all the players. And then, of course, now I'm here making a video form of it, talking about my picks. And I had them taking a safety because of the departure of Tyrann Mathieu. But they got Justin Reid. So I'm going to have to make a quick change, a quick audible. I have them taking a cornerback now. That's another big need for them. It's still, of course, somebody in the secondary. I have them taking Kyler Gordon here, cornerback that's going to come in and help their secondary along with Kendall Fuller, who they already have, obviously. All right, and now we have the defending AFC champs, Cincinnati Bengals, and they have jumped out the gates and started addressing their O-line and free agency already, but I don't think that's the end of it. I think they're also going to draft the offensive lineman because they made it to the Super Bowl, but their downfall was obviously, everybody knows, was their O-line. So I have them taking an O-lineman here. It's going to, of course, help Joe Burrow and their whole offense, keep him upright. And I have them going ahead and take. I have them taking Kenyon Green here with the 27th overall pick, interior lineman. Help Joe Burrow not get sacked 8 times in one half. And now the last pick, Detroit Lions, and I have them taking a safety here. I have them taking Jaquan Brisker with the last pick in the first round. And with that pick right there, the draft has been completed. As you can see, this is as of March 15th. Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeaux, Kyle Hamilton, Evan Neal. You see everybody. Of course, you just watch the whole video. I'll just go ahead and flip through it real quick. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Go ahead, let me know down below your favorite team and who you think they're going to draft, what I got right, what I got wrong. Remember, this is all speculation. No one actually knows who's going to get picked. So I will be coming out with another mock draft when more things come out and free agency is just about over. And so yeah, if you want to see that, make sure you like the video if you made it to this far. And obviously you like something, so make sure you subscribe and like the video. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, goodbye.